Hello everybody, it's the Pollinator, and wasn't expecting to make a video so soon after the last one, but I just had to do this one. I got my first STP. So the name of this video is about the EZP STP by, oh no, I forgot the name of the, well, I'll put the name somewhere in the comments or in the description of this video. But, so I was really jazzed about it because I just got it yesterday. And for the first time in my life, I was able to stand and pee. It just blew me away. And I told somebody else on Facebook that, I've been wanting to do that since, well, I said since I was potty trained, but what did I know at that age? But definitely since I saw a penis for the first time when I was 8 years old and looked down at myself and thought, something's missing. Where's mine? And I want one of those. I didn't just see one, I saw two, okay? These little boys, we was playing hide and go seek, and we were in these tall grass behind my house. There was a empty lot back there, and we was hiding in that lot in those tall ass bushes. Could nobody see us sitting down there. And these two little boys whipped out their penises, and I looked and was like, I didn't say anything. This was all thoughts that were going on in my head. And I did actually look down and was like, where in the hell is mine? And they wanted me to touch their little worms. And I was like, oh, no. I don't want to touch them. I don't want, no. And I got up and ran down a hill. But anyway, I tell that other story in another video, one of my earlier ones. So, anyway, I promised to make a review about this STP. It's my first one. I was so stoked. I mean, I was literally, had tears in my eyes from being able to have that experience of standing up and facing the toilet and taking a leak. And I put a post on my timeline asking that the trolls and Facebook employees did not ruin my moment by somebody reporting it and having them take it down. It didn't show anything but a picture of the STP and then a bunch of words. I made it a life event, my first pee standing. And then, so, I told a friend of mine that I got it and I was going to try it out. And I think I should take my pants off first in case something happens, it leaks or whatever. So I did that, and it was like heaven. It was like, oh my God, I was so excited. It felt like when I got my first Packer, I was obsessed with that thing for months. So much so that I kept taking selfies of me in my underwear with the Packer underneath. Now, you couldn't see anything. You could barely see my legs because I didn't take a headshot or anything. It was just me in my briefs and the Packer underneath. And somebody reported it, and Facebook blocked me from getting back on Facebook until I deleted it. And I thought, what a bunch of butthurt assholes running around. They could show pictures of boobs and cis-male penises and all sorts of stuff like that. But let somebody in transition show a picture of themselves in something that they pride, and somebody gets upset about it and reports you to Facebook. So, anyway, I'm still very excited about this STP. I'm definitely thinking about other ones when I can afford them, because this one, let me tell you about this one. There's a guy named Chase who makes a lot of YouTube videos about various products and pumping and various aspects of the trans male life. And when he made a review of this particular STP, he did not tell all. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that man did not try that thing out for at least 24, 48, 72 hours before he made that review, or he would have said some of the things I'm getting ready to say about it. So number one, here it is. Okay, this is the EZP STP. You cannot play with this. You cannot have sex with this, because it's just a device to pee with and pack. But packing with this, number one, this piece right here is so small compared to a packer, just a regular packer that you can't pee with, that it barely makes a what we call a dick imprint. You can't even see it. It's so small. And Chase figured out a way. You know, he said that, you know, with this thing on, that this bends up, right, when you put it back in your pants. And you know, that's not nothing. You can't even freaking see it hardly. And he demoed it with it in his underwear, but he didn't demo it with pants on. With pants on, you can't see this. And sitting on this for a few hours is extremely uncomfortable. These lips here, you literally feel like you're sitting on a cup. So you can't sit on this. You can't sit down for hours. And I wore this thing for hours the first night. And, you know, it became very clear that I felt like I had a, you know, something huge between my legs. Now, this is just a regular packer by Real Magic. It's a 5-inch packer. You can tell I put that powder on it. But this is a packer by Real Magic. It has 3D balls. It's very squishy. This is their soft packer. And this makes a huge imprint. Okay, this makes a huge dick imprint compared to this little thing, which, you know, this part up under here does kind of look like, you know, look like balls in your pants, but that's all it looks like, is balls and no penis. So anyway, what else do I want to say about this? Okay, I came home after I went out to eat. And I also said on my timeline that, ooh, I feel like drinking a bunch of water so I can do it again and again and again. And I don't like water, but I would do it just so I had to keep peeing, so I could experience this new experience that makes me feel even more complete. I mean, let me say this about feeling complete. If I haven't felt that way before I started testosterone and started getting binders and packers and whatnot, that is not what completes me. My self-acceptance, my confidence, and things of that nature complete me as a man. But I am changing into, this is the first time in my life I've lived as my true nature. So it is new to me, and I am going through changes as I go through this, physiologically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and always I am changing. The black man woke up in me not long ago, and so that's an additional change. But anyway, let me tell you what happened when I got home. I tried to use this with my pants on, which are button-up Levi's. And I unbuttoned the Levi's and whipped this thing out and started to go, and nothing was coming out of the penis. And I was like, oh, what's going on here? And before I knew it, all my piss had spilled out over these sides and was running down my pant legs on both sides. And so I quickly pulled them down because there was just no way. See, what happens is this thing collapses. Okay? It will collapse if you have tight jeans on. And my jeans aren't extremely tight, but they're tight. They're not loose. They're not baggy. I'm not 20-something, 30-something years old where I wear pants down behind my ass or whatever. They're well-fitting. But because of that, it pushed this thing up higher than this part. I'm sorry, the other way around. So instead of it coming out of here, it came out the sides and was running down my freaking legs. So I had to take everything off, take a shower, because I had piss everywhere. And then I got on the internet and started reading reviews of not just this STP, but all of them. Many different kinds of STPs, and a lot of guys have the same complaint, that they don't work as advertised. That one guy went so far as to, he had something that looked similar to this, made by okay, I'm terrible with names of anything, but he put an extra piece in here that was hard plastic that guaranteed that this cup here did not collapse. And I thought, oh, that can't be comfortable. There's no way he could sit on that for hours on end. And so a lot of people are looking around for STPs that function better. And so the technology needs to improve all the way around to all of these manufacturers of these prosthetic penises that, range anywhere from just being regular packers to devices you can stand up and pee with, to devices where you can pack, pee, and have sex with by putting a rod in the penis part. And they're very realistic. They're not like dildos, not at all. But they function as such, and they call them 3-in-1s. Some of them, they call them 4-in-1s, and I really don't know the difference between a 3-in-1, 4-in-1, 2-in-1. I don't know the difference between all of those, all that terminology, but I do know you can, depending on the price, the more they can do, the more you pay. And many of them that are, a decent size, 5 inches or bigger with girth, require you to use adhesives, which is tape or glue, to glue them to yourself, which means you gotta shave all your hair off. Oh, that's another thing about this. I don't have My mustache is not here yet, but I do have a beard, and my sideburns are growing in. But all the rest of my hair is on my legs, and my butt, and my back. Hair everywhere. So this thing was pinching that, it was pulling the hairs on my legs. That wasn't comfortable either. And I'm not trying to shave. I do not enjoy even thinking about that kind of regimen. And to use a lot of these larger STPs, I can't imagine you either taping that to your pubic hairs, or you can't glue it. You have to shave. You have to shave yourself bald down there. I'm not trying to do that. I mean, I would much rather, if I went that route, to use a harness, which those don't look comfortable either. To be wearing something around, well, you know what? It may not be any more uncomfortable than athletes male athletes that have to wear jock straps. But the harnesses, have to be worn to hold up the device, the prosthetic. And if I was going to go that route, that's what I'd use, is a harness. Those things cost anywhere from $400, $500, $600, $700. And they better be magnificent for that price. But again, I have not seen one yet. And some of them, you can order them with hair on them, so that if you do shave, you're still going to look like there's hair there when you whip that thing out in the men's room. But this EZP, because of the fact that I cannot use it without pulling my pants down, can't be used at a urinal. You can't pull your pants down in the men's room. I mean, everybody's going to look and wonder what the hell's going on here. They need to be made to be pulled out through the fly, not having to take your pants down to take a pee, or you'll end up in the stall doing that, and you're still going to look strange with your pants down around your ankles facing the toilet. That's going to raise all kinds of attention you don't want to have. So this wasn't very expensive, which is why I bought it. And for now, I can only use it in my house, or if I happen to be wearing it in a place that has a single bathroom only where I can lock the door, can I use this? So I just wanted to give a realistic review of this STP, because Chase did not try wearing this thing all the time. Maybe not even for hours. I think he bought it and made a review and didn't really, he tried it on under underwear but without pants on. So so for anybody, Transthetics is who makes the EZP STP. And, for the price, you get what you pay for, I guess. And you cannot practically or productively use this thing in a multiple stall bathroom, or where there's a urinal. You can't use it in a urinal. You're going to end up peeing all over yourself. And it'll never come out of the penis part. It'll spill out over the sides, and you can't be trying to readjust the thing while you're standing there, or you're also going to attract attention. Try to do that to make, see, this thing was made, there were instructions that came with this that Chase also didn't mention, which is that this cup part has to be a little loose. But while you're packing with it, you need extremely tight underwear to keep this thing from moving around. And I have two brands of underwear that I wear. and the Hanes are not tight enough for something like this. They weren't tight enough for my just regular Packers. So I found another brand of briefs that they're from J.C. Penney's, and they start with an S, I think. That fit me really well. They're low cut briefs because I'm a small guy. I'm not. I don't. I'm a small guy, and so these things are gonna fit depending on your shape and probably a lot of other things about it. Where, oh well, I'm still stoked that I could even do this in my house. So for the money, I got exactly what I wanted. It's still an awesome experience. I'm still sitting around here trying to drink stuff so I can go pee. Which is a blast. It's a riot. I'm having a great time with it. But he also mentioned this Chase guy, mentioning that you cannot pack with this EZP STP for very long. So I'm not sure if he walks around with packers with them so that he can switch out of the STP to a packer and from the packer to the STP. That doesn't sound practical to me either. Where are you gonna, unless you have a purse or something, which, ew, how you gonna have multiple dicks with you all day so you can interchange them? That doesn't even make sense to me, because you certainly can't hide something like this in your pocket, and you can't hide something like this in your pocket either. So you'd have to, you'd have to walk around with a carrying case of some sort to swap these things out. And then where do you swap them? In the men's room? That seems awkward. Doesn't it seem awkward to you? But all in all, I'm very, very happy with this. When I get my financial act more together, I'll be able to get whatever I want. I wanted one of Real Magic's STPs, but they're so damn expensive, and all of them require that you glue them to your body, which I am not going to be. I'm not going to shave myself bald down there just so I can wear a $600 plus STP device that I may be able to play with, have sex with, and may not be able to. That depends on the lady that I'm with. For myself, I don't need that. And not all women want that, depending on their sexuality, whether they're, lesbians, bisexual, heterosexual, heterosexuals, of course, but lesbians may not ever want you to use a large penis on them. Not. I've never met one who did. Yes, I've known ones that wanted you to use a dildo on them, but not no big ass 6, 7, 8, 9-inch penis. They don't want that. Rumor has it that a lot of women don't want something that large going up to their throat or passing their cervix. That it's just a total misnomer that the bigger the dick, the better. That is just not true. And the women they're perpetuating a myth, and they're making men with smaller penises feel bad that they have a smaller penis. But I think women would prefer something that did not hurt them and pass through their cervix. That's not comfortable. That can't be pleasant. I've known somebody who got themselves their tubes tied, and because of the size of the guy she was having sex with, he busted through her cervix and undid the tube tying. He undid it, and she ended up pregnant through her tubes, and it almost killed her. She had a tubular pregnancy, so it didn't pass through where it should have passed through, and he completely destroyed her her cervix in doing so. So you know what? I think that women tell guys, you know, the bigger, the prettier your dick is, the better, and they're saving their egos. But look at the adult entertainment industry, you know, porno flicks and stuff like that. They always find they're always promoting the biggest penis, when that is not that is not as comfortable for females as these guys with these big dicks think. They're just doing that for the camera. They're doing it for the audience watching them. And you know, I ran a group for over a year, and I put an article in there back in May or June, about 100 guys being interviewed, 100 cis males. Cis males are men who identify with what's on their birth certificate as male. But it was 100 guys and interviews about how they felt about their penis. And so there were 100 pictures of penises in this article. And one of them was a female to male that had had phalloplasty surgery, which is to create a penis, any size they wanted. And you know, a couple of those guys, it was real revealing. And one of them talked about going into the locker room and would be hiding in the corner with a towel around them. And then the guys with the big, pretty dicks would be strutting around the locker room like their shit didn't stink because, you know, they had these humongous penises. And the poor guys with the smaller ones would be hiding in the corner. So I found it all very interesting because testosterone does create a small penis for us, but, you know, very, very, very small. So it's not even noticeable. You know, it doesn't make an imprint in our pants or anything like that. It never gets that large. And we do have to, it does have to be at its maximum size before you can have the 2 surgeries that are offered to female to males. So some guys pump. They use the pumping devices to make the thing bigger in length and in girth before they have those 2 surgeries. I have one, but it is so uncomfortable. It feels like you're sticking a vacuum cleaner hose up to it and turning it on. I mean, I can't even imagine anybody saying that it's a stimulator, a penis stimulator. Are you kidding me? A vacuum cleaner hooked up to your junk is a stimulant? Nah. Strangest feeling in the world. And you have to be very disciplined to use these pumps. In other words, at least once a day, maybe even twice a day, and then take, you know, for 5 days, and then take a couple-day break. And I could never get into that because it's so strange. You know, you got to strip all the way down. Well, the bottom half, you got to strip it all down because you have this tube hanging off that's been pumped up. to suck your junk into it. And then you just sit there for, you can walk around because it's like I got a suction and it just sits on there, and you can walk around for 10 minutes and then take it off. You also have to use lubricant with that, or you'll put a hickey on your dick, or you'll put a burn, you'll burn it. So you gotta be real careful when you're using the pumping devices. And there's lots of videos on YouTube about how to use them. Well, the one I had came with no instructions, and so I did have to hunt around a lot to find a real demonstration of how to use the thing. And it's still, I still couldn't figure out how to pump it. I was afraid I was going to break it, and didn't realize that it was just stiff from not ever being used. So when I did finally figure out how to pump the thing, I made a video on how to use it, how to attach it up, how to use it, the lubricant you need to buy to put on the tube before you put it on there, and to put the lubricant on yourself before you put it on there so you don't burn yourself. But anyway, this is my EZP STP debut, and it's just, I wish I had a word for how it actually felt when I was standing there and saw. Just the whole experience was mind-blowing, life-altering, life-changing for female to males. I'm going to say that because I'm still having discussions with people about this new acronym I made up, FTN, female to non-binary, or female to non-whatever. That they should get away from saying they're males and they're not males. But for anyone who has thought about this all their life and they happen to be my age, which is, you know, I'm officially an elder. So I've waited all my life to be able to do something like that. And so I'm pumped, I'm jazzed, I'm stoked. This is dope. And even if it can't be used in public, and I don't like the way it packs, because this little thing is just too little. What is this? I'm gonna measure it. It's probably 1 inch, 2 inches. You know, he advertises it as 6 inches from here to here. But the problem is you can't see all of that in your pants. Only this part is making an imprint, and that's really tiny. So not good to pack with, not good to sit with, sit on, because you are sitting on this thing that has lips that is uncomfortable. You feel like you've got a little cantaloupe between your freaking legs. So you can't sit on this. You can't be a trucker and sit on this for hours on end. It'd drive you crazy. I'm sure it's a matter of getting used to it. But see, I wouldn't get used to this. Not used to it because I'm used to a packer that makes an imprint, not one that doesn't. And I've been using packers for almost since March of 2016 or something like that. So I'm not trying to go backwards and you know, look like there's nothing there at all. So, you know, I told you the name of the manufacturer. If you want to get one, after you see this review, go for it. It's still, if you can afford it. I really couldn't afford it. I'm gonna be eating TV dinners and beans the rest of this month. But just for this experience, it was worth it for me, and I'll keep using it until I can afford something better, and until technology can get a little better with how they make these things. I'm not sure who they're talking with that say, oh, I'll shave myself bald to wear your $600 STP. I'm not sure where they're getting that idea that is the way to go. Maybe if enough female to males tell them, I'm not trying to cut my hair, that they would stop making them like that and making them to be adhesive instead of merely using a harness or something, or being able to fit comfortably inside of your briefs or your boxers or whatever, and not fall out and not move around. That thing moves around in Hanes underwear, and because they fit a lot looser than the ones that I wear in Stanford, I think, Safford, something like that, that I wear from JCPenney's. They're very sturdy, and they fit very tight for me. Not very tight, not uncomfortably tight, but tight enough. So that's my review, and I hope y'all have a good rest of your Tuesday, and the pollinator is out. Peace.